From the late 1950s to early 1960s, a privately owned German group developed and sold a drug called thalidomide, which resulted in a variety of serious and fatal side effects. The company, Grünenthal, marketed thalidomide as an antiemetic, which is a medication used to help treat nausea, believed to be useful for pregnant women. Grünenthal repeatedly stated that thalidomide was completely safe for everyone, including pregnant women. Following criticism and backlash, Grünenthal refused to take any responsibility for the harmful side effects of the drug. Grünenthal developed a drug which caused significant deformities in newborn babies. In addition, about 40% of those affected died within the first year of living.
If the babies did survive, however, the most common deformities were shortened seal-like flippers, or phocomelia, in the place of arms and legs in 12,000 children. Grünenthal, for their part, stated that the tragedies were blameless and that the abnormalities were, in fact, an act of God. In 1961, though, Dr. William McBride and Dr. Widukind Munz, an obstetrician and a pediatrician/geneticist, respectively, studied thalidomide and the effects that it was causing in babies, and developed a link that proved the drug was, in fact, causing deformities. Eventually, the connection between thalidomide's usage by pregnant women and birth deformities was discovered, ultimately resulting in the end of production.
Scientists targeted thalidomide towards pregnant women. They were sold a drug that was marketed as safe when there was not adequate testing to accurately determine the safety regarding long-term effects on pregnancies, babies, fertility, etc. Babies born with deformities were victims. Due to this company, they were born with abnormalities that commonly cause these children to be handicapped their entire life, with the inability to use their hands, arms, legs, and feet properly. In a study conducted in the neonatological ward of a hospital in France examining the mental health of mothers of deformed children, it found that women felt anxiety due to fear of their spouse, social environment, and to the healthcare system.
Psychological effects of the children are that they're unable to live traditional lifestyles. As they mature, if they are lucky enough to survive their condition, they have to learn to adapt and depend on others. Unfortunately, they could easily feel inadequate, burdensome, lonely, hopeless, and so much more. The families would also suffer emotional distress having to support their loved ones in this unfortunate tragedy. Next, there is an overwhelming financial loss that the victims are still being forced with. The list of financial costs range from hospital bills, therapy, physical therapy, medications, assisting devices for the damaged limbs, caretaking need costs, etc.
With all of this proven, the victims are still struggling to get the compensation they deserve. Some being rejected because they did not meet the strict standards, and others being told despitefully that their conditions were not in direct relations to thalidomide. The surviving victims are demanding that the German government and the developers of this drug pay out 4 billion euros, or $6.3 billion, in compensation for everyone they had to go through. The final sentencing, as many other white-collar crime cases, is grossly disappointing. Leading up to the trial, it would have seemed that the prosecution was ready to slam the book at them, with the bill of indictment being 972 pages, having collected 351 witnesses, 29 technical experts, and an astonishing 7,000 pages of evidence. However, the defense was also prepared with a team of 40 lawyers.
9 men involved with the thalidomide case in the German company Grünenthal were charged with the intent to commit bodily harm and manslaughter. The trial concluded with the 9 men being set free and being granted immunity from any other criminal proceedings regarding the thalidomide case. Unfortunately, this is not an uncommon result in the case of white-collar crime, and this is actually a great example of how they are often settled. This is clearly a case of state corporate crime, as countries allowed a dangerous drug to be distributed without any evidence of its safety, and the fact that Grünenthal did not test the drugs on humans before claiming it was completely harmless to humans. These actions by the corporation were riddled with deceit and breaking trust, two of the primary factors in white-collar crime.